And we're back. It's been a while for me. I was collecting stuff. Everyone is silent. The cursor on Ray's screen transforms into an hourglass icon as we wait for the search results. There. Toma points at the computer screen and Ray clicks on the first link. Bluebells, huh? Do you think it's still open? Whew. Voices. Gotta get back into them. The page refreshes and shows us the headline of an article. Well, there's your answer. The article reads, Bluebell's orphanage closed until further notice. I lean over Ray's chair and peer at the monitor. After some successful adoptions, Bluebell's orphanage will halt operations due to reasons withheld by the founder. The date is from 13 years ago. That sounds fishy. Doesn't it? I turn my head to look at Subaru. It's around the same time we lost our memories. Then I return my gaze to the screen, scrolling the mouse down the page. They seem to have a good reputation, and if they've helped a lot of families, I'm sure they have a number of patrons, too. And maybe the founder just wanted to cut costs. Running an orphanage is expensive, probably even more than managing a company. That could be true, but it's still suspicious. Ray sits, and the chair swivels gently. That's about it. There's not much info here. Let's try the other links. Ray gets up from the chair and digs his phone out. I'll leave the research to you. I need to make a call. Subaru nods and takes his place in the chair just as Toma makes his way out the door. Toma, where are you going? I need to go home for a bit. Maybe my folks know something about this. Oh. Toma and I found out about our adoptions just yesterday. Maybe my recovered memories were so horrible that my parents have been keeping them a secret. Even though we're not related by blood, they truly love me, and that's all that matters. Will Toma be able to accept the truth? I shoot him a worried look. Are you gonna be okay? No need to worry, Risa. I can handle it. He smiles all teeth and gives me a thumbs up. Call me if something comes up, alright? I nod. As Toma disappears, I stand behind the chair and watch Subaru type. Wow, he's fast. Is Subaru some kind of computer expert, like a hacker, maybe? Come to think of it, he's never shared much about himself. There's some pictures here that are very similar to the house in the Nightmare World. Whoa, you're right. The pictures are clearly very old, but some features are certainly distinguishable. I take a closer look, peering over Subaru's shoulder. But at the same time, he turns his head and I feel his nose brush across my cheek. Oh my. I stay frozen, but Subaru is already looking back at the screen. He didn't feel that, did he? Risa, look at this. Subaru motions me closer. Is that? At the end of the page, there's a picture of all the people from the orphanage. In the center, there are 6 children. This is basically personal information. Do you think so too? I spit my eyes. The photograph is obviously scanned from old material, making it hard to make the details out. We can't be sure, but it's certainly possible. What's up? Ray comes in, immediately going straight to his desk. This picture. It looks like a photo of us. Are you sure? From what I remember from my vision, yeah. What else did you find? Nothing much, to be honest. There's so little info about it. The founder is listed as anonymous, and there doesn't seem to be an address. Subaru looks up at Ray as he swivels the chair. Swiveling. So important. Shouldn't orphanages have some sort of promotion to attract donors? Fundraisers, charity work, volunteer opportunities? Subaru has a point. Most orphanages I know would put themselves out there to get help and donations. Even if it's shut down now, it's strange that there's so little information about it. You're right. Once info is put out on the internet, it's not easy to erase it. Unless... We all look at each other. Unless they're trying to hide something. Something's definitely up. Ray walks over to the bed and sits down, cradling his face in both his hands. I couldn't get anything from my mom either. Oh, is that why you went out to make a call? Yeah. Ray and his mom must be close if he felt like he could ask about such a sensitive topic. Maybe I should try to ask my parents, too. Subaru turns the chair so he's facing both me and Ray. My parents don't know that I'm aware of being adopted. You don't need to. Ray puts his hands on his sides and throws his head back as if to stretch. My mom said she didn't directly adopt me from the orphanage. What do you mean? Ray sighs. There was a middleman in the process. She didn't know anything about the orphanage because someone else handled it for her. So we've hit a dead end. We still have to try. Lives are at stake. We can't just give up now. Wait, where's the loudmouth? I assume he means Toma. Ray looks worried for a moment, but when our eyes meet, he immediately tries to hide it. He went home to ask his parents. Ray clicks his tongue, somewhat annoyed. Seriously, that guy just can't stay put. I can't help but smile at his reaction. What are you laughing at? Nothing. But I keep my smile, eyeing him knowingly. Whatever's going through that head of yours, you're wrong. What? I didn't say anything. Even if he doesn't say it, I'm sure he's worried about Toma. The fact seems to have hit him the hardest. Whew. Anyway, how about we hit the library? If the internet is no help, there's always good old-fashioned print. We might find out something there. Right. I'll leave Toma a message to meet us there. We find Toma waiting for us outside the library. Toma, did you wait long? Nah, I just got here, actually. So, how'd it go? Say what? Toma locks Ray's head in his arms. What's this? Were you worried about little me? As if. Ray tries to get Toma off him, but Toma doesn't move. In fact, he just holds Ray close as if hugging him. What's the deal with these boneheads? Subaru scowls at them. It's kind of endearing to watch. I didn't get anything out of my folks, but I have to thank them for telling me the truth. Finally, Toma releases Ray from his hold and looks at each of us. You know, my folks cried when I asked them. They said they were afraid I'd run away looking for my real parents if I knew the truth. My parents are really sweet people, so it was a bit of a shock at first. I understand. I thought the same thing. But I'm relieved now. At least this clears up some questions I had. Besides, it doesn't matter if we're related by blood or not. No matter what anyone says, we're still family. That's right. Toma looks to me for agreement. Yeah, you're totally right, Toma. I'm glad he's doing okay. I give Toma a nudge. We're just beginning to find answers. Come on. Ray leads us up the stairs as he looks at his watch. We don't have much time, so we should cover as much ground as possible. It won't be long until nightfall. I clench my fist, resisting the fear. I'll go look at medical journals for things related to memory and mind manipulation. Okay, I think I'll have more luck accessing old archives from the web. Subaru and I look at each other. Risa and I will go through some books and newspapers. Good. Write or copy anything you find useful. Roger. Roger. There's so much. I look around the aisle Subaru and I walk through. Why does the library have to be so big? Okay. I made myself laugh. We don't need to look at everything. We only need to look for books published locally. You're right. Narrowing it down to relevant stuff makes it easier. Subaru takes out a piece of paper, glances at it, then looks around the area. What's that? I asked the clerk about publications within the city and nearby locales. This section is, right here. Wow, Subaru was already 2 steps ahead. You're amazing, Subaru. Subaru looks away from me. He's blushing a little. Oh, he got little pink blushy cheeks. I guess he's not used to being complimented. I'll have a look at the vertical files if you don't mind. Got it. I'll check the books over here. Although he's younger than me, he's really mature. Subaru and I go our separate ways, and I find myself surrounded by tall shelves and water. Lots and lots of water. Okay, let's start. I've got to pull my weight. I walk across the aisle, glancing at the tiles until I find one that sparks my interest. Tiles? Titles. Through the years of photograph collection, it strikes me as a printed album of the city, so I decide to reach for it. I stand on my toes, but my fingers just brush across the top shelf. Oh boy, I am way too short for this job. I stand on tiptoe once again, reaching as high as I can. But before I can grab the book, a hand appears out of nowhere. Just a little farther. From behind, a hand reaches out and grabs the book I was reaching for. I turn around slowly and find Subaru standing there, so close, right behind me. My face grows hot as his blue eyes stare down at me. Is this what you needed? He finally steps back. He's so pretty. Beautiful. He doesn't seem one bit concerned about how close we are to each other. Yes, I say, lowering my head. It's so awkward being the only one who's nervous. Without warning, I feel a weight settling down on my head. Did he just put the book on my head? I immediately take the book off and hug it. Yeah, you look like you needed help. Yeah, thanks. What about you? Instead of answering again, he puts his hand on the bookshelf behind me and leans closer. Our eyes meet. Oh my, what's he trying to do? I feel my heart starting to race. I'm not gonna push him. What are you doing, Subaru? I'm just... His face moves past my ear. Oh my. Trying to get this book. Subaru nonchalantly pulls out a book from beside us. Oh. Oh my. That was it? My face turns red with heat. Subaru takes no notice of it and keeps talking. This seems to be a written history of some nearby towns. I thought it would be useful. Yes, of course. Subaru starts scanning the book and I shake my head. What was I thinking? We've got more important stuff to do than make it in a library. I go back to my reading, determined to find clues. But even after reading as many books as I can, I'm still out of leads. In need of some air, I find my way to where Toma is. I hear it. As I make my way to his desk. What's with that look? Toma continues to peer at the screen, unaware of my presence. His eyes are downcast and he bites his lips, seemingly worried. He looks gloomy somehow. Hey! I greet him, leaning on the desk. Oh, Risa. He instantly perks up, all traces of sleepiness gone from his face. How's the search going? Not much luck. Toma stretches, his arms reaching over his head. Suddenly, we hear a bell ring through the area. Shh. Oops. He immediately puts his hands down, covering his mouth. Yeah, one more time. Fuck, every time. Every fucking time with that word. Ha ha ha, that's cute. How about you? Did you find something? I sigh, and Toma props his elbow on the table, cupping his chin. It is so much harder than I thought it would be. But I read about something interesting. I'll tell you guys about it later when we're all together. Ooh, sounds mysterious. You have no idea. I smile, not knowing what else to say, and Toma goes back to typing on the keyboard. I wonder what he was thinking about earlier. He's usually a jokester, but after spending some time with him these past nights, I've come to realize that Toma's a lot more complex. He didn't know he was adopted either. I guess we're a lot more alike than I thought. Does Toma get a sense of deja vu about the past, too? Could he be hiding something behind his lighthearted behavior? The more I think about it, the more I want to know about him. Would it be too personal to ask? I don't want to be rude. What's got you so deep in thought, Risa? Well, this is an opportunity to ask about it. I got so many gems. What's your feels, bro? You know, before I got my memories back, I always had this weird feeling. Like what? I just felt kind of lonely. Like there was an ache in my chest for no apparent reason. Even though I had a happy life, I always felt like something was missing. Have you ever felt something like that? Toma stays quiet for a moment. Then he swivels his chair to face me. Oh, so much swiveling. To tell you the truth, I do sometimes feel that way. I bite my lip, looking at Toma. It's weird, you know, especially when I'm with Ray. With Ray? Sometimes I look at him and feel really guilty all of a sudden. I don't know how to deal with it. That's why I always try to be cheerful around him. I don't know, I guess that's sort of how I cope. I had no idea. Now that we've learned a bit about our past, sometimes I can't help but wonder if I did something to hurt him. It makes me really angry at myself. I get anxious and scared that Ray might remember what I did before I do. That's why I want to remember my past. If I remember it, then, well, there's really nothing I can do about it now, right? Maybe I'll be able to laugh it off like it was nothing. But you know, that's what scares me the most, remembering my past. It terrifies me. I can see Toma's hands clench over his knees. Toma seems so happy-go-lucky, but he's been dealing with all of this on his own. I quietly place my hand over his. At first he tenses, but then I feel him relax under my touch. Risa, thank you for telling me all that. Toma smiles, the gentlest I've seen from him so far. It's a smile of relief. I'm glad you asked me. Toma places his free hand over mine. I've been holding on to those feelings for some time. It's been especially hard recently, so thank you. Toma is always trying to be cheerful, but he's fighting his own battles, too. Well, that got dark. Toma laughs, a picture of his usual self. How about some chocolate? We're in a library. You can't just eat. Before he finishes, he snaps a piece of chocolate bar off and slips it into my mouth. Ugh. I try to say something. No eating in the library. No eating in the library. What did you say? I chew the chocolate fast, glaring at him. Oh, don't think I'd leave you hanging. Toma takes a bite off the chocolate bar, winking at me. We're partners in crime. You two again. No eating in the library. We look at each other, unsuccessfully trying to hold back our laughter. Oh. Before long, we gather back in the library to discuss our findings. I set down a photocopied page of the book I got. It says here that the construction of Bluebell's orphanage began almost 20 years ago. The picture is of an unfinished building with an address in the caption. We finally have an address. Good job. Oh, that's just right outside the city. So now we know the orphanage didn't really last long. 7 years, give or take. I think I know why. Toma gestures for us to lean closer. He looks over his shoulder to see if anyone is nearby. Okay, listen. I got this detail from Reddit. Get it. It's one of the websites blocked by the city, but I managed to dig into it somehow. So what did you find? There's a whole thread of conspiracy theories about bluebells. The user who started it, who started the Get It page? Okay. Claims that the orphanage was actually a front for conducting human experiments. I hold my breath, as if I didn't already expect that. That's sick, right? Toma's whisper squeaks at a higher tone, as if he can't believe it either. And this is creepy, but some people claimed that they can hear eerie moaning within the grounds. Toma sits back and exhales. We all look at each other. Human experiments? Sounds like something out of a movie. First games, now movies. I've started to notice that he doesn't really take this life or death stuff too seriously. Why does that mean he doesn't take it too seriously? It's just a comparison. It sounds unrealistic, but it could be possible if you assume we all lost our memories around the same time. You actually think that? Subaru folds his arms. At this point, anything's possible. Ray inhales sharply. If it's true, then we might have been part of those experiments. I cross my arms, hugging myself. In our case, it would seem our minds have been manipulated. There are a lot of studies about transferring, deleting, or creating fake memories. The safest method is theoretically hypnosis, but there are also cases with rather gruesome techniques, and most of those were unsuccessful. Some people ended up dying. Lobotomies? That's terrible! I gasped, covering my mouth with both my hands in shock. That's inhumane. Who would even think of doing that? We'll have to investigate on site to get further into this. Ray suggests we go visit the orphanage, and we all nod in agreement. We take Toma's car for a drive to the neighboring town. The sun's already setting. We should stay somewhere safe for the night. Yeah, we can't afford to be out when the clock strikes 10. Look, there's a motel ahead. I look down the road. There are only 2 rooms available. We'll have to share. All right, so I'll stay with Risa. Oh! Toma pulls me closer to him, smiling. I suddenly feel embarrassed when I get a whiff of his cologne. Oh my. No way in hell am I letting her stay with you. You're the last person I trust in a situation like this. Oh yeah? Well, I don't trust her with you either. Oh boy, here they go again. Subaru casually pulls me by the hand. Suddenly, the horror game has turned into a dating sim again. Let's go, Risa. Huh? You mean... Before I can answer, Subaru starts leading me away. His uncharacteristic assertiveness has my heart pounding. We've only gone a few steps before Ray grasps my shoulder, stopping us. Where do you think you're sneaking off to with Risa? Ray is smiling, but I can tell he's angry. Ray takes out a coin. Let's settle this. Take your pick, Subaru. I'll take whatever. I'll go for heads then. Toma pipes up from behind Ray. Hey, what about me? Ignoring him, Ray flicks the coin with his thumb and catches it quickly. It's tails. Toma suddenly bursts out laughing. Too bad, huh? Shut up. Let's go. Ray tosses Subaru the key and disappears down the hall. Subaru walks ahead, but he stops to look at me from over his shoulder. Let's go, Risa. Right. Oh my. I'm sharing a room with Subaru. For some reason, I can hear my heart start to pound in my ears. Subaru immediately goes to the shower, and I find myself alone sitting on the bed. It's a simple room with no TV. I hear the sound of the room clock ticking away. It's the sound of the nightmare world getting closer and closer by the second. While waiting for Subaru, I pull my knees toward my chest and close my eyes, trying to keep myself from trembling. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Hurry up and get back here, Subaru. Startled, I jump up at the sound of the bathroom door opening. Subaru comes out of the bathroom and the scent of soap fills the room. He doesn't say anything, but I feel the gentle movement as he sits on my bed. He has his own bed. Why is he sitting here? My heart starts racing for a different reason now. I bite my lip, trying not to let my imagination run wild. We stay silent as Subaru dries his hair with a towel. I could feel a few droplets hitting my skin like little raindrops. I wonder what he's thinking. I try to get a look at his expression, but I find him glancing my way at the same time. Our eyes meet and I feel my breath catch in my throat and he's blushing again. Ah. His blue eyes gaze at me. It's a shame I can't see his red eye. But his eyes are still so alluring. It's almost time, isn't it? Oh. I glance at the clock and sure enough, it's almost 10. I think I've gotten used to it, much to my displeasure. That doesn't take the fear away. You're right, it doesn't. I hug my knees tighter. Subaru hesitantly reaches out his hand toward me. Don't worry, I'm here with you. Subaru runs his cool hands over my hair. That's so comforting. Should I sing you a song? Aww. Oh, buddy. What? Sorry, that was a bad joke. He looks away nervously and I can't help but laugh. He's doing his best to make me feel better. Thanks, Subaru. I look up to see him staring down at me, his eyes dreaming. What I'm feeling, is this for real? I thought the time in the library earlier was just my imagination. Risa. He calls my name in a gentle way like never before. Oh my. I gulp, gently closing my eyes. My pulse quickens, nervous. I have so many questions to ask Subaru, and the answer is in the warmth that falls upon my lips. Oh. I feel Subaru's lips brush against mine in a quick peck. Did he? My eyelids flutter open, and I find Subaru looking at me, his blush high on his cheeks. Did he really kiss me? He's so pretty. I can't be sure it happened so fast. Subaru looks away, covering his mouth with the back of his hand. He's blushing so much. Is he that embarrassed? That was my first time. Aww. Oh, it's so cute. Sorry if I didn't do it properly. Oh. Well. My hand hesitates for a moment before grasping his. Subaru. Subaru looks at me wide-eyed. He takes the invitation, closing his eyes to lean into me again for a proper kiss. Oh, Subaru's heat takes over me as he kisses me deeper than before. Finally, he breaks the kiss with a smile. Thanks. He looks at me with stars in his eyes. And reality finally sinks in. Ooh. I cover my face with my hands, feeling it flush with redness. I just asked him for a kiss. What will he think of me now? Subaru, Before I know it, I find myself wrapped in his arms. I'm glad I'm here with you right now. Oh. His warmth and the faint scent of shampoo slowly calm my frazzled nerves. Me too. I smile gently. I've never been able to open up to anyone, but I feel all right when I'm with you. Everything feels more bearable. Subaru. I whisper his name against the ringing of the bells. Subaru squeezes me in a hug. I'm wrapped in such bliss that my fear of the nightmare fades away, and in no time at all, I fall asleep. Oh my. On the next episode.